I think a lot of people are feeling like something has gone wrong in Alberta. Something's gone wrong in Canada. Maybe some people can't quite put their finger on it. Maybe it's just something they've heard or something they see on social media or the news or whatever. But I think for the most part that anyone in Alberta can feel, at the very least, they can feel that something is different. Maybe they don't know whether it's wrong yet or something's broken, but certainly people feel something's different. And it could be the left-leaning NDP supporter who has to sit in a hospital for 8 hours to get checked out, or the conservative restaurant owner who got hit by a train, literally hit by a train. I think it broke a few ribs. I went to the hospital. I sat there for 4 or 5 or 6 hours in emergency and then just left because I couldn't get service. So at that time, I actually really felt like something was wrong. I think that's a pretty extreme example, but there are other things that I'm feeling and hearing and seeing right now. One of them was a few days ago, a fella came into the Whistle Stop Cafe. He was on a campaign for a great hamburger as well. He was at the Alberta Sheriff's Service. And we have a little conversation. He said, man, things have really changed in the last couple of years. And I said, yeah, I could feel that too. I said, why do you say that? And he said, well, I'm way busier than I was before. The amount of repossessions I'm doing and I'm having to serve documents and these types of things has like tripled. So I said, man, that's terrible. I've been in situations on the receiving end of stuff like that before. Last time we elected an NDP government, but I didn't think we would be at that place again. And he said, yeah, and the worst part is it's senior citizens. Yeah, like the people that built the province, built the country, are struggling so bad now that more than ever before, they are having their things taken from them because they can't afford it. That's a pretty serious thing. I heard another stat today, 1 in 4, 25% of Albertans have used a food bank this year. In a nation like Canada and in a province as resource-rich as Alberta, 25% of the people that live here have had to use a food bank. What does that tell you? It tells me that we need to start talking about some things. We need to have some kind of uncomfortable conversations about where we are, how we got there, how we get out of this, and why it's important. At the very least, if people knew or saw what's going on with our seniors right now, and this whole thing about them getting their things taken away, they should be willing to act. Because that's when we are motivated to do something, right? When something affects us, whether it's personally or maybe it tugs on our heartstrings, and then all of a sudden we feel like, hey, we need to get involved. We need to do something about this. That's why Let's Talk Alberta exists. Because we have some really important questions coming up in October. Many of them, especially one of them, is going to have lasting and big consequences or benefits for Alberta, depending on which way it's answered. And we have an opportunity, for the first time, a real opportunity to address some of the root problems that we face as Western Canadians, not just policy or legislative band-aids that we see coming out of Edmonton, but real changes.